A recent report by Daily Trust newspaper has shown why the North is angry with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and will make sure that he doesn't return in 2027. That troubling report showed how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's nepotism has infected the allocation of projects in Nigeria since he became president last 2 years. According to this report by the Daily Trust newspaper, in 2 years, Lagos State alone got 3.9 trillion naira projects. Lagos State alone got 3.9 trillion naira projects. Just Lagos. And this finding by Daily Trust is just a tip of the iceberg of why the North is gathering to ensure that he doesn't return. Now let us look at how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was only empowering in the last 2 years people of his geopolitical zone, the Southwest. And that Southwest that he has concentrated is what I learned that he will be isolated during the coming election. And when you isolate him in that Southwest, he will not be able to even be part of the rerun election if you go by the worst case scenario that Malam Nasser El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State, is talking about. He will not be able to come close third. He will come the distance third, as Malam said. Now, because look at what Daily Trust found. These are projects this is not speculative. These are projects that have been approved by Federal Executive Council. Now, the findings by Daily Trust reveal that during the period under review, that's in the last 2 years, the Federal Executive Council approved projects worth 5.97 trillion naira for the whole of Southwest. For the whole of Southwest, the highest of any zone in Nigeria today since the last 2 years. But out of this total amount, Lagos alone took 3.9 trillion. And I have seen somebody say Lagos generate money for Nigeria. I thought that they say Lagos belong to some people now. So why should the money of everybody be taken to be developing Lagos at the expense of other parts of Nigeria? And you are telling us that Lagos generate revenue, generate money. Generate money for who? I thought some people own the Lagos. They should be able to find a solution to the developmental challenges of Lagos, like other states are doing, and not to use federal government money to be pumping into a state that already claimed to be better developed than other parts of Nigeria. But that is what is happening. 5.97 trillion for Southwest alone. Now, South has received allocation of projects worth 2.4 trillion naira for South. You are talking about South. That is the goose that lay the golden egg. South is getting only 2.41 trillion naira. South, Niger Delta, that is producing the oil, the bulk of the oil, generating the money that they are using to pump into Lagos. This is what South is generating. And South is an area of the country that is geographically challenged. It has a lot of challenges uncommon with other parts of Nigeria. It costs you more to build a road in South, a kilometer road, than any other part of Nigeria. This South is contaminated. Pollution everywhere. The Ogoni United Nations Environment Program remediation has not been done. It has not been done. Already the government, the NNPC and others are warming up to start oil exploitation in Ogoni land. Look at what was allocated to South and compare it to what was allocated to Lagos alone. South is six states. What was allocated to Lagos alone is almost double what was given to South. And you expect South people to return Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. Where is that done? Where is that done? Now, Southeast, I don't even want to talk about Southeast, but we have to talk about it because Southeast is part of the investigative report by the Daily Trust. Southeast was allocated about 407.496 billion naira. I call it part 3 because I know that Southeast is also environmentally challenged. Southeast has been marginalized far more than any region since the APC came to power. And Southeast is sitting at top of the largest reserve of gas in Nigeria. From Imo State to Anambra State to Enugu State, gas everywhere. Oil have been exploited from Imo State, Abia State, oil producing states. Even the gas pipeline master plan, Southeast, was not even included. Look at what Southeast is getting, an oil producing region. A region sitting at top of the largest reserve of gas in Nigeria. This is what it's getting under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you expect any reasonable person from that region to vote for Tinubu in 2027. And some of those fake Ohanese group who claim to be Ohanese, nobody knows them except on the pages of newspapers, who say that Tinubu has done wonders for Southeast. He created Southeast Development Commission. So what? Didn't he create Development Commission all over Nigeria now? Didn't we have it now all over Nigeria? What's so big deal about Southeast Development Commission? This is what Southeast got in 2 years. North Central got 1.15 trillion. North Central, 6 states in North Central got 1.15 trillion. It means that what Lagos alone got is 3 times what the whole of North Central got. This still has to sink in. We're talking about numbers. What North Central, the 6 states in North Central, including the Federal Capital Territory Abuja, what they got is a part of 1.15 trillion. 3 times. Lagos got 3 times this number. And what is the population of Lagos? Lagos official has only 20 local governments. Niger State alone has 25 local governments. I'm talking about Niger State alone in the North Central. 25 local governments. Just Niger State. I'm not talking about Kwara. I'm not talking about the local governments in Kwara, in Kogi, in Nasarawa, in Plateau, the Federal Capital Territory Abuja. They are getting 1.15 trillion. Lagos alone got 3 times what the whole of North Central got. I don't want to talk about what, because what Southeast got is 5 times what Lagos got. Lagos got 5 times, Lagos alone, more than 5 times what Southeast got. Now let us look at Northwest. Northwest is interesting that you know this. Northwest is the largest geopolitical zone in Nigeria. Northwest is the zone that has 7 states. You know, most of the states in Nigeria, most of the zones in Nigeria, they have 6 states. Only Southeast and Northwest that they are different, these 2 zones, in the sense that while Southeast didn't have up to 6 states, Northwest has 7 states. So Northwest, you're talking about Kano. Kano has over 44 local governments. About 44 local governments. You are talking about Jigawa. Jigawa has over 23, 24 local governments, or more than that. You are talking about Bauchi. You are talking about Bauchi. No, Bauchi is not. You are talking about Kaduna. You are talking about Sokoto. You are talking about Kebbi. And all these states that are made up Northwest. There are 7 states and they are big numbers. Castina. All of them put together. The 7 states in Northwest. Lagos alone got far more than the 7 states in Northwest. That is how bad Tinubu's nepotism is. Then let us look at Northeast. Northeast, interestingly, is the state of the Vice President, Senator Shetima, Kashim Shetima. Northeast got a paltry 403.98 billion naira. The whole of Northeast. Northeast is made up of 6 states, large with populations. And this is a zone that has been devastated by insurgency and all that. That needs a lot of rebuilding and all the challenges. Lagos alone got almost 7 or 8 times what Northeast got. And when you combine Lagos with the whole of the Southwest, what they got, the numbers are mind-boggling. Just these numbers alone is enough to tell you that Tinubu cannot return in a free and fair election. He will be isolated to his geopolitical zone because he prioritized only Lagos and Southwest at the expense of the rest of Nigeria. And the calculation, I understand that Madam Nasir El-Rufai and others are making is to isolate Tinubu to Southwest isolate him to Southwest, because that's the way they isolated others like him. Don't forget that Chief Obafemi Awolowo couldn't become president of Nigeria because he was largely isolated to Southwest. Okay? He was isolated to Southwest. And why Obasanjo became the first president from Southwest was because Obasanjo was viewed differently. He was a pan-Nigerian, a nationalist, and the whole nation brought him to power. The one that would have played this kind of politics that Tinubu is playing, El-Rufai, Nigerians saw what he is, and they left him at the AD and voted for Obasanjo in 1999 at the return of democracy. And what happened? El-Rufai was isolated to Southwest. And in that election in 1999, he could only win in Southwest zone. And Obasanjo became the president of Nigeria. And he was to date the most nationalistic, the most pro-Nigerian president to come out of Nigeria since 1999. So that's the fate that's going to be for Tinubu in 2027. This budgetary allocation that Daily Trust did a marvelous job in getting it, because these are projects that had already been approved. There is no dispute about it. It shows the way Tinubu think of other Nigerians, other zones in Nigeria. I don't think that there is any zone that is reasonable enough, seeing these numbers, that will be happy to return Tinubu. If he could do this in his first 2 years, imagine what he will do if you return him in 2027. That's what they will be saying. That's not what they will be thinking. That's what the North will be thinking about too, as we head towards 2027. You can now understand why El-Rufai is very sure that Tinubu will come a distant third in the 2027 election. And we don't need to overflow this. Even those who voted for him have no justification to vote for him again by the state of the nation. And those that didn't vote for him have no reason to change their mind by what they are seeing in the country today. That's my take. I don't know what you think about this data from Daily Trust newspaper exposing the bias of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the allocation of federal projects in the last 2 years, all in favor of Lagos and Southwest at the expense of other zones, other regions in Nigeria, including the Niger Delta, including the Northwest, the biggest geopolitical zone in Nigeria, the largest vote bloc in Nigeria, including the Northeast, including the Southeast, the worst hit, if you like, going by past record. They have suffered a lot under the APC. Tinubu is making it even more worse for them by this data you saw. You look at North Central, you look at what was allocated the whole of North Central, 6 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Lagos alone has 3 times what they got. That is a message that will be passed across in the coming election that will determine the fate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Whatever is your position on this information, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.